Well, guys, due to popular command, I decided I was going to watch the new Bumblebee trailer. A lot of people were asking me to examine this new trailer that just came out and see what my thoughts were on it because I reviewed the first trailer and I didn't. I wasn't too impressed just because I've kind of given up on the Transformer franchise as they have gotten into meme territory, in my opinion. But maybe there's some hope in this new. There's hope in this new movie that it'll revitalize the franchise or reboot it, whatever the hell they're doing. If this is in the same timeline as the Michael Bay movies, I think it's going to be kind of weird. But we'll see what they have in store, because I've heard and seen a little bit of this trailer, but I haven't watched the whole thing. And when I say I haven't watched it at all. I just saw some stills, and that was it. So with that being said, we're going to take a look here, and we're going to see what kind of good stuff is going on in this trailer. And maybe I'll be a little swayed to go actually see it in theaters, give you guys a nice review of it. Maybe talk about it on the podcast. If you haven't checked that out, go check that out. That'd be cool. Other than that, let's get right into this. Let's go. Here we go. Official.
I'm Charlie Watson. I'm 18. Today, actually. Is the Beatles
Today, actually.
Yours, kid. Happy birthday.
I think if I saw that actually happening in front of me, I'd be freaking
Where
out.
are you?
So you have no idea where he came from?
No idea.
Well,
Here's the deal.
Wow.
People can be terrible about things they don't understand. From now on, the only person you can show yourself around is me. Oh,
Could just be
I'm
saying
good.
that.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Excuse me?
There's a war raging on our planet. If this criminal isn't found, that war may find its way here.
Is there anyone that can help you?
Well, spoiler warning. It does.
Oh, who would it be?
They're calling an army.
I've seen
That's pretty
firsthand
cool.
what these things really are.
Bumblebee, there is only one way to end this war. You must protect Earth and its people.
All by yourself.
My back, me!
Oh. Not this time.
This is how we stop them. You've got me. And I'm not going anywhere. God, I'm so screwed.
Only if you're 18. Alright, so let me digest this a little bit. I don't think this trailer's any better. I'll tell you a couple things I'm interested in. Let's see. Certainly not this Afro dude. So the first thing I have a little bit of a problem with is, so we got this transforming. It looks like Starscream, and he turns into a jet, but then he turns into a car. So he's a triformer. Basically, he has more than one mode, which kind of bothers me a little bit, because if it is Starscream, which I don't think it is, it could be, but I have a problem with Transformers being able to just transform into whatever they want, whenever they want, and if, from what I am to understand in the first Transformers movie by Michael Bay, it's that they have to scan another vehicle. So I'm just confused how all of a sudden they're able to transform into like whatever they want. They just go from like air to land to sea. It's kind of weird. That's what I don't like about all this. It's just like they've never done that as far as I understand. But I guess to make the movie make sense, it has to happen. So I'm not cool with them transforming into just whatever they feel like. It just makes it like, it seems like a plot thing that's going to make it weird, if that makes sense. It's just like they can just transform for the sake of the plot. Like they can turn into whatever. So we got John Cena. And see, what's weird is that's not Starscream, because this is like a woman's voice. So that's what's strange. In jet mode, it looks like Starscream from Generation 1. But it's not Starscream. So it's very strange. I don't like that. It's just like those colors and the way that jet looks makes me think of Starscream, and it's not Starscream, so it's like, what are you doing? Oh, and then I think the next thing I was interested in was it looks like we get some Cybertron stuff right here. We got Shockwave, which looks pretty cool, and then we got some more of the flying Transformers. This guy over here looks like Starscream, so I don't know, is Starscream in this movie? Is he not in this movie? Are they just trying to make us think that he's in this? But because that looks like Starscream in the back. And this guy might be, I forget his name. It's like, man, I can't remember. It's like, it's a cool name, but I can't remember. But basically, like, we got Shockwave here. And he looks pretty cool. I mean, he looks like his Generation 1 form. So that's pretty cool. And it looks like we got some more battling on the Cybertron. And they are paying homage to Generation 1, where they transform into like the weird looking triangle ships. If you know what I'm talking about, then it's because you don't know anything about Transformers, so just bear with me. But these designs right here have to do with the Generation 1 Transformers before they make it to Earth. So this is what their like Transformer mode is. There's this guy again. So we got Optimus Prime here. He looks kind of cool. I mean, I never thought that Optimus Prime looked bad in the first few movies, and then once I got into like Extinction and Last Night, he looked like garbage because he didn't really look like a automobile anymore. He just looked like he was just a robot. So this is pretty cool because it also looks like he's a Generation 1. Ooh, yeah, there's the money shot right there. Let me get that back here. Ooh, I don't know if I can get it. Oh, baby, we got Soundwave. He's looking sexy. Soundwave is probably my favorite Decepticon. And this is pretty cool looking. A lot cooler than the bullshit they pulled in Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon. I really like this design. I think it's pretty cool. And it looks like he's shooting out Ravage here. So that's pretty cool. And I'm noticing that they've got the Generation 1 transforming sound. Like the... which, I mean... I don't think they really had it in the other movies. They just had like a kind of a similar sound, but this is more of like a G1 sound. But this looks pretty cool. And I think, honestly, I think this will probably be the only part of the movies I like. Just because I've always wanted to see them do a Cybertron movie. Or something that shows the battles that went on there, but they never did. So this will be like the first time, and I think their designs right here look pretty cool. But I think once they get onto Earth, it's like it kind of goes like. So we'll have to see. But I mean, I'm saying right now, I think the Cybertron parts are going to be the only good parts of the whole movie, and I don't know if they're flashbacks or if they're going to end up being like in the beginning of the movie, like it's going to prelude everything into how Bumblebee gets to Earth, which I guess probably makes sense for this beginning part when we see a ship. There's a ship flying off of Cybertron, wherever that is. I think it's right here. So I'm thinking he's probably on this thing here, bouncing out. Now he's on Earth. I do like, though, that they made Bumblebee a bug. Just because that's what he's supposed to be. So, hopefully if this is like a reboot or a prologue to the original Michael Bay movies, I don't know. Hopefully, I guess they'll probably explain that, but I mean, obviously Bumblebee's no stranger to transforming into a different car. Which doesn't make sense, but okay. So yeah, there was the Cybertron parts. Looks like he gets almost captured again, but this time he's like, fuck that shit. Other than that, nothing really noteworthy. So overall, I think this is it's not really making me want to go see it more. I just want to see the Cybertron parts. And really, I hope that if they're going to make more of these movies, they do something eventually for the Cybertron. But it's like, you'd have to come up with a whole new storyline for that. And then you got to figure out what's... I don't know. But I've fallen off of Transformers ever since, like, Dark of the Moon. And then when I started thinking about it more, Revenge of the Fallen was garbage. Really, the only one I like is the first Transformers, but even then it's kind of like, eh. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with the timeline in this, because there's so many convoluting things going on in these movies that it just blows my mind. And now that I'm more of a cinephile and I care about this kind of stuff, I don't really like watching it because it makes no sense at all. It's like there's no continuity, there's nothing that makes any sense. Except for maybe the characters transferring over, and that's about it. Everything after that, it's like, oh, we didn't even acknowledge the last movie. This just happens. It's like a whole new story, but in the same universe. So it's kind of weird. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I know it's kind of hard for me to put out a video that's not related to school and not related to the podcast, but if you haven't checked out the podcast out yet, we've got 2 videos out, or I guess I'd say 2 podcasts. They're not really videos, but hope you enjoyed that. And leave some comments, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.